And welcome to this new video of learning Symfony 3. In this video we will start creating our new or our first web application with Symfony, and we will start with the authentication system, and we will use that by a bundler in Symfony that's called FosUserBundle. So to do that, let's go to symfony.com, click on documentation, and here let's search for FosUserBundle. Here it is. After that we will click on getting started with FosUserBundle, but before that make sure that you create a new project in Symfony with command. Let's see if I still have it here. Yeah, this command composer creates project Symfony / framework standard edition. After that, the name of your website, of your application. For me, I name it Symfony app, and after that the version of Symfony. So after you run this command, click or hit just cg or change directory and go inside it. And after that, let's see what this bundler tell us. So to install this bundler, we need to go to seven things. First, the download, then the enable, create user class, configure your application security YAML, configure FosUserBundler, import FosUser routing, and update your database schema. So let's start by the first one, and first download FosUserBundler using composer. So we'll just copy this and paste it in here, but make sure that you are inside your app project. So for me, I already installed this project or run this command. So you will just just copy and paste it in here and run it. If it runs successfully, that means it's okay. But if give you some PHP out of error, out of memory message, or some kind of error, try to go to your XAMPP and change in php.ini. For me, I have XAMPP in as a PHP server or Apache server, so I will show you how you can change your php.ini in it. So here is the XAMPP control panel. Click in Apache config php.ini and hit Ctrl F and search for memory limit. Hit enter, and by default you will find this value. So change it or try to increase it to the double or to the triple, but for me I use like memory limit equal -1. That means to ignore the limit and to download the bundler whatever he has in memory. So basically -1 is equal to like ignore memory. After that, save it and go here and restart your Apache or your XAMPP panel, and again re-execute this command. After that, to make sure that the bundler is installed successfully, go to your project. For me it's App Symfony. Click in vendor, and you need to see this new folder, Friends of Symfony. So if you do that and you find this project, that means that the download it went well. So after that, we will enable the bundle. So let's go and enable it. But before enable the bundle, let's first run the server. So I will new one, or I will create a new dash command or git dash, and in this one I will just run server. So application in my C folder, XAMPP, htdocs, and after that name it's app Symfony. So now let's start server with php bin/console server run. So let's hit enter, PHP, I forget a P. PHP bin console server 1. And now we see that the server is running, and if we copy and paste this localhost address in here, we will find that project is created successfully, and here welcome to Symfony, and here the version of its Symfony. So now let's go back and enable the bundle. So here we need to go to the folder app and then app kernel.php. So let's go here is project app, and after that app kernel.php, and here it tells us that we should add this new FosUserBundle. So let's just copy it in here with Ctrl+C and go to the bundle array. It's in here, that's an array, and here paste it in here. So now let's save and go to your config.yaml, and you will find this translator in command like this. So try to delete the JS. Now save and go back to see the third step. It's create your user class. And here now we're using the annotation. If you're using any routing format other than annotation like EML or XML, you need to copy it, but since we're using the annotation, so we will copy this class. So let's go and copy that, and now let's go to our app resource. Here we see that we don't have a folder named user, so let's create one. So let's create a folder, let's name it entity, and inside that folder let's create a file, let's name it user.php, and in that user we will paste what we copied in here, or the user class that in step 3. So let's go back and save. So now we have it inside the folder entity. So now the step 3 it's done. Let's go to step 4. Here if we're using MongoDB class or CoachDB class. So step number 4 is configure your application or our security YAML. So now we need to copy all of that. So let's copy it. Don't worry, I will go back and explain everything. So now just follow me, and to finish the installation or the download of the FosUserBundle, and after that I will go back and explain every step. So let's go to our security YAML. So it's in app, and here we will find it, security YAML. So let's just delete that and paste the new or what we just copied. Let's save. Now let's go and see step number 5, and here it's to configure the FosUserBundle. And here let's go to the config.yaml, and let's copy this and paste it in here or in that file. So let's go to our configure.yaml, and here it is, and let's go to the bottom, and let's copy it, for example, in here, and let's paste it in here, and let's save. Now let's go again and see the 6th step, and it's import FosUserBundle router. So also we will go to the routing.yaml, and we will paste this. So copy, use the routing YAML, it's in here, and let's paste what we copied. Save. And let's go to our final step, which is importing our database schema. And here it gave us like the command that we need to run. But in our project we don't have like an exist database in MySQL or in a localhost. If we go here to config YAML, no, not config, I think to the parameter YAML, yeah, here I name the name of database, I give him like app Symfony, but this app Symfony doesn't exist in our localhost. So let's go first and create this database, then import, or then go back and do like the update. So to do that, with the other, let's go and run the command php bin /console and doctrine to database to create, and let's hit enter so that he can generate this database named app-symfony. And here it gives us this error, and it's right because after we will see how we can send email with Symfony. So we need here to mail user to have a name. Let's just put your name. I will put yes web. So we will save it and go again and run the same command. So now if I hit enter, and if you have, for example, another error when you run, or another error, as the case here for me, so for me I turn this mailer user to null again and go back to here user or config.yml, and here try to give it a name, for example in the address at gmail.com, and here in the sender name, for example, no reply. Save now and go again and do the same command. So now we say that here in user mailer we must give it, for example, your name. Here we must leave like mailer user like this. And another thing, in security YAML, try to make this user checkout FosUser and user checker comment, or delete this line. And after that, go back to your git bash. Try to clear the cache with this command php bin console cache clear, and after that generate the database. Here it tells us that php bin console has been created. Let's see that. For me, we use HighJSQL. For you, if you don't have it, just go with php myadmin. So I will refresh the localhost, and here I see my database php, that's my app Symfony. So now let's go and do those last command. It means php or doctrine schema update false. So let's just copy it from here, copy, and go here and paste it. So paste and hit enter. So now it tells me that it's create. So let's go and check, refresh, and we see that FosUser it's create. And why it give it it has this name of FosUser? Because if we go back to the entity that we create here, we see here the table name FosUser. So let's check that in our browser. So let's go here and /login. And we see here that we have some kind of form to log in, but we don't have an account. So let's go to another page, name register. Let's hit enter, and it will another form of sign in with the email, username, password, and repeat password. So for example, let's write the email, and here for username also. Password, I will go from 1 to 6, also 1 to 6. I know this this scene or this look like not nicer to see, but we will see how we can add some style and make it look more beautiful. So register, and here it tell me that congrats, yes web, your account is now activated. So now let's go back to our first page, and if we see down in this bug of this debugging bug in Symfony, we see here the name of the user. It's Yasser Web or our name. So now let's go back to our SQL here. Let's go to data, and we see that username, password, email, and last login in, confirm token in here, and the role. But where did Symfony get this from? So let's go back in here, and to see that I told you that we have in vendor of new folder named friend of Symfony. So let's click on it, and here we see all like controller. Here are the controller, the view, we will find them in a resource. So let's say go to resource, view, and we see here like all the view that we have for this, the register. We have in the register we have all this view in security, profile, and all of that. So I think now we know how to install and to configure this new bundle, FosUserBundle. So let's see you next when we see how to give it some role.